Welcome back to my PimoLems level solving commentary video series, and today we're going to be continuing the rest of the com rank. But before we do that, I would like to take this time to say that I'm happy to hear and see that Pio, the author of this pack, has started watching the video series and even commented on it too. So I'm happy to hear that he is enjoying it, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing the rest of the series when I get around to doing so, and just showing off how very awesome the levels are in this pack, and to the very highly regarded pack even today. Yeah, it's just a very well done pack, and yeah, especially the very first time I played on Lemmini too. Yeah, I was definitely just blown away by some of the solutions. Yeah, from back in the days. Yeah, and especially with some of the lows that are can only be done completely intentional on Lemmini, as I mentioned in the previous video, some of the lows were originally glitch lows, but can only be done on Lemmini because it is on that engine that the glitches exist, but NeoLemmix eliminated them, and so they had to be adapted in order to still be solvable. But in any case, yeah, the pack is still highly regarded today, and its legacy still continues. Yeah, thanks to the work of Icho, who converted it to NeoLemmix, and therefore it hasn't been like forgotten due to time and everything. And it's just great to preserve just a wonderful pack of POs. Yeah, he's definitely a very highly regarded level designer in the Lemmings forums community, and it's definitely good to see that he's back regularly on the forums and also now back on Discord again too. So it's pretty easy to like get a hold of him and also occasionally make banter. Yeah, whenever time allows and everything, as we're pretty much just busy with our adult lives, with whatever the case may be. So it's definitely hard to find time, but when there is, yeah, then we definitely take the opportunity if we can to just get to know one another and just check to see how everyone's doing and all. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and continue with the video series now. So next up, Com11, minimal design. Alright, yeah, and I have to browse back to the PimoLems folder here. Yeah, it does that every time you exit out of a session. Uh, there we are. Alrighty, 10 of everything skill set here, but a pretty high release rate. So, first one builds. Yeah, I also build first one. And then I block. While letting one let me go on by. Yeah, and I also block behind the first builder. So this effectively contains the crowd. And then the one that's up ahead, yeah, builds to the exit. Oh, yes. So I mine here, and then dig here before the blocker, and then I bash to cancel the blocker. But I mean, bash to cancel the digger. But at the same time, I also release the blocker on the right. Okay, and then finally, with the last lemming from the entrance, I dig to release the blocker, and then bash to cancel. So just a way to save everyone. Now, the solution will work out differently, especially with the blocker underneath the trapdoor, because basically it's very, very difficult to get any lemmings to get past the blocker. So, because when you do it underneath the entrance, yeah, the lemmings will turn rather than pass through it. So the pass-through blocker does not work on Lemmini. Well, at least going to the right, I think. I think if coming back to the left, yeah, it will work. But the thing is, yeah, then it's harder to turn the lemming around. Yeah, after freeing the blocker if he's facing to the left. And so because of that, yeah, the solution is a bit more convoluted. Yeah, if going for the save all, but I did achieve it though. So I will show off that solution once I get to uploading the Lemmini solutions as well. Yeah, after I finish the video series. Yeah, which won't be for quite a while, of course, since there's going to be several videos in the series. Com 12. These ain't no Jedi swords. Okay, and unfortunately, I don't think a save all is possible here. Yeah, the best I could do is just lose one. So send up a climber. send up another climber, send up another, and then send up another, and then dig down the first green emerald post here, and then send up another climber. Okay, mine with the very first one. That's the furthest. Okay, dig down this pillar, and then dig down this pillar. So this one digs enough of it away so that the next lemming steps up rather than turns around. But unfortunately, this is still too high, so he unfortunately turns around. And so, with the first lemming that turns around, I make him a blocker so that nobody gets trapped down here. Yep, and that's pretty much already it. And you will notice that the track here is special. It's one of the Star Wars music tracks here. Yeah, if you're familiar with the series. I think I have only watched one movie in the series. Yeah, I don't think I've watched any of the others, but I could be wrong though. Yeah, it was a pretty long time ago. And I haven't really watched Star Wars since that time. Yeah, I believe I was only in middle school. Yeah, possibly even early high school. But yeah, I was pretty young when I was watching the Star Wars series. But again, I think I've only watched one movie. I don't think I've seen some of the others. And I don't think it was even the first movie either. I think I might have started with the second one. But again, yeah, it's been a while, and there's just a lot of movies in the series that I get very confused about which one it was that I watched. Yeah, even by the subtitles, it doesn't really help me. Com 13, Lems, Stock, and Barrels. Alright, another pretty easy one here since you have 10 of everything. So it's really just find a way to get everyone down safely. So here I first dig, and then I make another digger pit so that everyone gets contained in this one. While this worker goes on ahead, he floats down. Yeah, I cancel the digger with the builder here. Yeah, and then I just simply start building up so that I make a platform for the crowd up there. Yep, and one staircase is enough, and so I just release the crowd with the miner, and that's it. Of course, the easiest way to get down would have been to like go over here instead. So basically, make a digger pit, just build, and then bash, and then either dig or mine to get down here, and then finally bash or dig or mine, and that's it. And then you don't have to rely on these staircases as a platform to get them down. But in any case, yeah, multiple solutions. Yeah, any way you like. Com 14, Pagoda Street. Pretty nice design here. I really like the rings that the Pio put on the temple here. And yeah, I guess it's like special, like Asian kind of sounding music here. Build with first lemming. Dig here. And then just before he breaks through the floor, I have him bash into the steel to turn around. Just as a delay. Okay, and then I dig here again before he gets off the steel. Or he gets onto the steel, I should say. And then once reaching the pillar, we bash. Okay, bash to turn him around. Send up a climber. And then bash to turn around again. Again, I generally go for a save wall whenever I can. And if it's possible. Yeah, bash through the one-way wall. Yeah, but for these levels, you don't really have to since the save requirement is very lenient. Or the save requirements are very lenient. Yeah, dig down at the edge of the one-way wall. Build. Just the right distance to connect with the pillar. And then bash before he turns around. Okay, build to the exit. He will turn around. And then bash through the one-way wall. And then bash through this one-way wall. And in fact, I just use a builder to turn the climber around. And that's it. So, yeah. Just one of the many ways in which you can achieve a save all solution. And definitely easier to do in Neo-Lemmix just because, yeah, it's easier to hit the steel to turn around. But in Lemmini, yeah, when hitting steel, the lemming does not turn around. So that's something to take into account. Yeah, when keeping in mind whether lemmings will turn or not. Com 15, find your way up. And I am actually pretty curious about something here because in the lower title, I noticed that there was a space, yeah, after where before putting an exclamation mark. And And so I am wondering if it is just customary in like European nations, for example, yeah, in which it's customary to put like a space before putting an exclamation mark or something. Because here in the USA, yeah, we just simply don't put a space. We simply put the exclamation mark next to the word. So here we just build up. Yeah, as a matter of fact, most of it would just be building up. Yeah, and then I build here so that we can see off the gap, which is one builder, and then build up some more. Okay, and then build the other way. And then here I mine through the staircase so that nobody can follow the worker. Okay, and then bash through once you get to the wall. Okay, and then start building up. So 3 staircases to the left, and then 1 to the right. Connects with the wall, and then build again to the left. Should take 3 again, I think. Yep. Okay, and then 2 more to get to the exit. And then finally patch up this gap. I mean this builder staircase, and that's it. So yeah, that leaves you with 3 builders remaining. And here, yeah, it's a little bit harder just because of the fact that you can only lose 2 this time, rather than up to half the number of lemmings you are given. But as you can see, it's still not a very hard level because you do have a lot of skills available. Com 16, don't look down. Now we're back to a level where you can lose up to half again. So makes it easier than the previous one. But just the fact that you don't have bashers to get through walls and obstacles, yeah, does increase the difficulty somewhat. Then we just make a gigabit and then build the council. Okay, 2 builders is enough, I think. Yes. And then I just mine through. Okay, and then just before falling off, I just have him build again. And then we just build our way up to get to the exit. So 3 builders to the right, and then 2 to the left, I think. Yes. And then 1 more to get to the exit. And then finally, I just release the crowd with the builder. And that's it. So, as you can see, still plenty of skills available. Yeah. And then with 5 builders remaining, still plenty. Com 17. You shall not pass. Oh, really? But it's not going to stop us. So, 5 of everything skill set, except for, what skill are we missing here? Blockers. Okay, so dig here, and then dig here. So everyone will be contained in this pit here, while the worker goes on ahead to forge the path. Yeah, let's time skip this. Okay, and then bash through once he's underneath the steel, sufficiently underneath the steel does. Okay, and then just simply build your way up. Okay, so that takes 4 builders in total, and then finally I just mine the crowd out, and that's it. So, it's not a whole big step up in difficulty, but I guess it is still challenging somewhat. Especially in regards to figuring out how to get through to the other side. Yeah, where the exit is. Yeah, over a like large steel wall at the very top. Com 18 clumps. Yeah, now this I would say is a huge step up in the difficulty. Although it's still not that hard, just because of the fact that you have the appropriate tools to help you get them to the exit. So first one will block. Okay, next one will block as well. Okay, and then I just build in this raised area to make the wall high enough to turn everybody around. And that requires building as the lemmings the instant the lemmings step up. Okay, and that's it. So it takes 3 builders to raise the wall high enough here. Yeah, so now they just turn around rather than stepping up and walking into the traps. Yeah, so even though you cannot see the retractable boulder trap itself, the trigger button is visible. So like this little dirt clump that you see here, yeah, that's where the lemming will get killed if they step on it. And there's also a secondary animation, yeah, that absolutely gives away that there's a trap there, even though you cannot see it. And also, you can activate CPM, yeah. So it doesn't really show the trap itself, but it does show where the trap triggers are. So CPM stands for Clear Physics Mode, and it's a mode where it just pretty much puts it into it like a like dark gray slash light gray kind of mode, where it tells you what's terrain and what's steel, and then where objects are, where not objects but like the trigger areas for them are. So where the trigger for the exit is, where triggers for the traps are, etc. And if there's pretty much anything hidden, then it essentially gives them out right away. So if you hide the exit inside terrain, for example, yeah, CPM will reveal where it is. And so technically that pretty much makes hiding things pointless in Neo-Lemmix. And it is the general consensus in the Neo-Lemmix community that essentially don't hide stuff. Yeah, because to do so is highly frowned upon and also kind of considered unfair design. Com19, Iron Industry. So, this is pretty much the very first low in the pack that is heavily modified for Neo-Lemmix from the original Lemmini version. Because, essentially in the Lemmini version, pretty much all this solid terrain here that you see, it's all steel. But in the very early days, yeah, when making those for Lemmini, essentially it is basically possible to put in fake steel so that you can actually destroy it. Yeah, and then similarly, I believe it was also possible to make solid terrain steel as well. And so, yeah, back in the very early days, there was definitely a lot of troll potential, where there was absolutely no way to know ahead of time where steel or solid terrain was. Yeah, if you decide to invert them. But in Neo-Lemmix, however, yeah, it is never possible to destroy steel. Yeah, it is impossible. So therefore, in order to make this level possible in Neo-Lemmix, yeah, you have to put in solid terrain. So pretty much wherever you could destroy the steel in the Lemmini version, I believe it was just simply replaced with solid steel there. I mean, solid terrain. So therefore, instead of becoming a guest after the exit, yeah, in Lemmini, yeah, here it is very clear where you need to go in order to reach the exit, because of the solid terrain that got replaced, or rather, the steel that got replaced with solid terrain. And also, a big change from what I see is in the skill set as well. You're absolutely given the minimal amount in order to get this level solved. Whereas in the Lemmini version, I believe you get 10 of everything. Well, not 10 of everything, but like 10 of each skill that you're given in order to get the level solved. So that, like, in case you screw up where you thought might be solid terrain, but it's actually steel, yeah, you can at least recover it to some extent, depending on where you are in the low. But anyway, yeah, first let me bash this to the right here. Yeah, he'll hit steel and stop. And then around here at the edge, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dig down. Okay, and then once low enough, we go ahead and mine. Okay, and then dig down. Okay, and then mine again. Okay, and then finally bash to the left once you're low enough, or rather once you're below the steel, and can continue without getting interrupted. But you can't be so low that they will not be able to step up. Yeah, like here it's low enough. But if I was to keep on going, yeah, and then bash, then it wouldn't be possible to reach the exit because the steel block is now too high for them to step up. It has effectively become a wall if that happens. Okay, and then finally Com20, Spring Break. So apparently challenging though to end off the rank, where builders may seem pretty plentiful here, but they actually run out pretty fast. Okay, so I go ahead and start building up here. Yeah, it takes 2 builders exactly. Okay, and then I start bashing to the left. Okay, so I don't cut off the staircase. Okay, and then I start building up to the left. Okay, and then build to the right. Okay, and then I start building up. So that's 1, 2, 3 staircases, and then keep building up again. Okay, and then eventually at some point I will make another staircase down here, I think. Yes, so that they will not splat when falling off the bridge. Okay, and then I just build, yeah, just after everyone passes through so that nobody falls and splats. And then I continue this bridge as well. Okay, and then one more staircase to get higher. Okay, and then I start mining. So essentially here, yeah, if I turn on CPM, yeah, this will make it a little easier to see what's happening here. Okay, and then I just interrupt mid-stroke with a builder. And then the ceiling there is thin enough so that Lemmies can step up and into the exit. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So as you can see, oh yes, so that's the reason why I did not cut out the staircase. Because if I did that at the very beginning here, yeah, I would not have a builder to release them afterwards. Although then again, yeah, then I would not have had to use those builders to make platforms for the ones who fall off the staircase. So I think I would have had some builders available to release them after. So no, I think I take that back. But yes, pretty challenging though to start to end the rank, but a pretty good one. So pretty worthy for the final low of the com rank. Okay, so with the completion of the com levels, that brings us to the next rank, which is windy. This I will start covering in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this video of the PimoLems level solving commentary video series, and I'll see you all for the next one.